Good evening, this is the Oscar expert here with Brother Bro, and we're doing lead acting predictions. So I want to do Best Actress first because it's really fucking crowded, and we're filming because we were like arguing about it, and then now we have to film.
I'm getting really spooked, okay? You just bombarded me because you came out and you were like, did you know Amy Adams is winning for Night Bitch? Jesus, like
I didn't say is
what's
winning.
Going on?
I said could win for Night Bitch.
You said is winning. You were just like trying to, you know.
I was trying to provoke you.
Yeah, you're trying to start a fight. No, I'm not against it. I'm very open to putting Amy Adams in my top 5, but then when I looked at like what the contenders are, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Especially considering that I'm now like worrying that Emilia Perez is going to be a contender and that I just didn't see it immediately. That would put that movie into Best Actress consideration. Well, we could start off with who we've seen, right? So I saw Mikey Madison in Honora. She was excellent, and the deal is that she has to go along with Honora. She's like the movie. She's the face of the film. It's gonna ride a wave all the way to the Oscars, most likely. There's just too much passion where people are like, this is the Oscars push, get ready everybody, heave, and they're trying to like get Sean Baker's movie in there. But Honora's a great movie, so this is like very welcome. I don't think many people will be resisting this push. You know, Mikey Madison for Honora, you kind of have to have her in. Do I see people predicting her to win? I see 9% of people have her at number 1. I don't think it's gonna happen. I just don't.
Now for winners, we had Lady Gaga at number 1 last time. We could do it again. Yeah, we did.
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. If Joker 2 is in Best Picture and people like it a whole lot, that could just happen, right? Angelina Jolie, she's not going to win. She's going to be nominated. I will...
Why not?
Because we know what happens with these films.
Sure, but you know, what if this is just the one that breaks in? I mean, Portman was number 2 for Jackie.
I think she will be number 2 as well.
All right.
She could be Kate
Fair enough.
Blanchett.
We don't have to put her at number 1. We don't have to.
It's going to be weird. Apparently, I heard they were talking about how they're doing surreal shit with the production design.
Really?
Once again, it's going to be odd.
That's pretty sick.
Angelina Jolie's absolutely getting nominated. Lady Gaga, she could get snubbed with the movie, though, is the thing.
Now, here's the thing. In the app, 85% of people think Lady Gaga, 85% think Angelina Jolie. That's the highest.
For the nom.
Now, for the win, Lady Gaga has a clear advantage. 32% think she's going to win. 19% think Angelina Jolie. Actually, the second most likely to win would be Saoirse Ronan. But anyway,
I don't think so.
I think Jolie and Gaga are the most likely for the films we haven't seen.
But then there's too much going on. Throw in Night Bitch and say Amy Adams could win. Now, I'll play this out, and this is a trend that you can discard if you want to, because it could just be kind of coincidental, but both the Yorgos Best Actress wins, as well as both of Frances McDormand's most recent wins, and Jessica Chastain for Tammy Faye, were all Searchlight films.
Sure. And I was saying to you that all of those films that won Best Actress, a lot of those were number 1 or 2 for Best Picture. And Tammy Faye was different.
Sometimes it's not, though. Like, Judy won Best Actress. Amy Adams is highly overdue. Okay, we all know this. And this is a transformation performance, isn't it? We don't know what this dog transformation's going to be, but she's going to be going feral. Well, it's going to be a showy performance from her.
A motherhood performance is always good for the Oscars. Always.
Yeah.
It could get nominated for makeup, maybe. I don't know. I mean, Night Bitch isn't something I'm going to put into Best Picture until we see it. I don't know if I can have her at number 1 for
I'm just saying that her, Angelina Jolie, and Lady Gaga are the ones who are doing the most things. Saoirse Ronan, I do not think is in the winning conversation for this, because I feel like she's not going to do that much that we don't know her to be capable of. I could even see a world where she's not nominated for Blitz, just because it's like, all right, like Saoirse Ronan, cool, like
maybe
you did it again.
It depends how much of an ensemble film it is. Let's put it that way. If she is in an ensemble and she's the more subtle... Saoirse Ronan's giving such a good subtle performance here, but she's not the standout, then I have to worry a little bit.
If Saoirse Ronan is number 5, which, you know, I have her at number 5 if I have her there, then we don't have other people who we probably should have. And let's go over some of them. Tilda Swinton for The Room Next Door. We know that this movie's coming out this year.
The past 2 Almodovar films weren't even in English, and their lead actors got nominated for Oscars.
And this is Tilda Swinton.
And they didn't even sweep. They didn't even get nominated everywhere. Penelope Cruz got nominated out of fucking nowhere based on her name alone. And Tilda Swinton's a huge name. The movie
she hasn't been nominated since Michael Clayton. It's ridiculous, frankly.
So that's like... holy shit, we need to look out for it. We also need to look out for Julianne Moore, supporting actress. We'll get to that later. But that's a holy shit look out for that.
Yeah.
Then you have Carla Sofia Gascon from Emilia Perez. We just have to talk about Emilia Perez in Best Picture. I think since the last predictions video, we've moved it up. I'm not sure exactly where we stand on it right now.
Well,
but it's definitely...
We had it at 11 in the video.
We had it at 11?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind that. I would say like around 10 or 11.
Well, listen. Here's the thing that I imagine with this film. We know that Carla Sofia Gascon's getting a Globe nomination, and we know that the film's probably getting a Globe nomination, and if it can get actress and picture, we could maybe even throw it in for 2 actresses.
Here's the real scary thing.
We could throw it in for Selena Gomez. We could throw it in for song. We could throw it in for score. We could throw it in for director.
Wait, like, at the Oscars?
No, at the Golden Globes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The scary thing is that it could get a fucking ton of Golden Globe nominations, and when I count them, I'm like, oh, God.
Also,
two actress.
SAG might fucking want to nominate her. You understand? SAG might like Emilia Perez.
Yes,
they could even ensemble it.
That's correct.
So if SAG, Selena Gomez, and Carla Sofia Gascon and put the film in for ensemble, it'd be fucking over. Like, that shit would be in Best Picture.
If Emilia Perez pops up at SAG, I have to put it into Best Picture.
The odds of it getting a SAG nomination are pretty high, I feel like.
I know. So
I honestly...
And with, like, the influencer cohort of SAG, like, you know, maybe they're really into Selena Gomez. And SAG is also a younger voting body. And they could be... Those fans could be activated.
Here's the other thing. SAG likes historic things, right? Critics' Choice might nominate her. And BAFTA could... You could see BAFTA do it, too. So, honestly...
Wait. For who?
Carla Sofia Gascon.
Okay. I thought you were talking about...
So,
okay.
Carla Sofia Gascon is a pretty fucking good bet. Because if she got, like, even just SAG and Golden Globe... and didn't make the Oscars, it'd be like, whoa!
And she's good enough in the movie. If you want to know, like, what I think about her, you know, her performance in the movie, like, she's definitely the lead, and it's her and Zoe Saldana. Zoe Saldana is the protagonist, but, like, it's a dual lead film, and she's great in it. Like, she is really good. It would be an Oscar-worthy performance, yes. That's one where I'm like, it's early in the year. We don't know what's happening with the other ones. Hell, Joker 2 could be a fucking mess. And Lady Gaga just be gone.
That's the thing,
like,
is
we don't know what's happening, but we've seen Emilia Perez.
Lady Gaga and Saoirse Ronan depend a lot on their films.
Everyone does.
No, Amy Adams doesn't matter as much, and Angelina Jolie, we know exactly how good that movie's going to be, and she gets in anyway.
Lady Gaga, you're right. Lady Gaga depends on the Joker being good. Carla Sofia Gascon depends on whether Emilia Perez does well, and the forecast here is... Golden Globes might do it. Critics' Choice might do it. Maybe there's a SAG nomination. Oh my God, it gets a BAFTA nomination too somewhere?
No, buddy.
Then what happens?
Buddy, let's be real here.
And then the director's branch do? Like that?
Of course they do. I'm just going to say
it's not the most highbrow movie, though. Let me tell you that.
Let me say, yeah, but Jacques Audiard, buddy. Let me say this to you right now.
He's a crowd pleaser, though.
Weird. The fact that this is not Netflix's #1 contender, I really think that, like, it may not make sense intuitively, but I think it's just going to roll down the hill.
No, here's the thing. I feel the same way I felt about, like, Elvis when people were telling me, like, when I really think about, you know, okay, could Elvis happen? It was like, oh, God, maybe it could. And then I would get, you know, I'd be like, no, we're just going to, like, ignore that. I don't want to deal with Emilia Perez. Emilia Perez, she might enter the top 10 in our next predictions video. The thing that also is, like, not mathing for me is I can barely justify having Honora, Fig, and Emilia Perez all Cannes premieres in competition in my Best Picture lineup, all of which were not expected.
Fig might
would just be a kind of an unprecedented turnout for Cannes.
Well, okay, but then most people would just say, yeah, Sacred Fig, like, you were too high on
I know, then people are going to be like, yeah, so take Sacred Fig out and keep Emilia Perez in.
It's fine if you want to do it.
I can't justify taking Fig out. I know it might have an uphill climb, and I think it might resemble, like, a Zone of Interest arc. But I'm pretty compelled that it could do a Zone of Interest thing.
That's fine. Why I feel like I have 3 in at this point in the year when you haven't seen stuff. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess I can just have all 3 in.
Emilia Perez has too many prospects.
It's too much of an audience hit, and it's too much of a film that some people like love, and they're gonna be rabid about it.
I'm putting her in Best Actress. She's going in. If you want to be accurate, you should put her in.
No, but holy shit, then where's Saoirse Ronan for Blitz? You don't have her in, buddy. Blitz is like a movie that's not going to miss Best Picture.
I understand.
Actually, there's a little bit of
What if she's like Bradley Cooper in Nightmare Alley? That's all I'm saying. I know that Steve McQueen's an actor's director, but still, I also really think that it's a mistake to not have Tilda Swinton in. So let me float something to you. We know that
kick someone out.
Shush. We know that
you're gonna kick out Gaga.
We know that Gaga's possibly not getting nominated.
No. You can't.
All right, fine. It might not work.
No, it's probably gonna work.
It might not work for the Academy, and if it doesn't, she's not in. She just isn't. She's not getting in without the movie.
There's a possibility that like people could think she's silly in it. That's true.
No, let me just put it this way. I honestly think that Joker 2 is a solid 50-50 for Best Picture. A 50-50, maybe a 60-40.
Can we just put this into perspective? Can we make the case that Emilia Perez doesn't get nominated? Like, let's just make the case for it. Emilia Perez has a good amount of people who just don't think it's that good, who think it's all style, no substance. You know, and it doesn't have the best critic reviews. What does it have on Metacritic?
70.
And it's probably going to stay around 70. Like, I think it's going to remain not the most critically acclaimed
musicals
movie.
haven't been that popular, like, in the zeitgeist right now.
Sure. Well, it's a different kind of musical. It's not a Broadway adaptation.
Will Oscar voters like it? Is it Oscar bait?
Some Oscar voters are going to like it.
I know that we're, like, open to the idea that Netflix doesn't get anything in, but honestly, it's probably going to happen one way or another.
Right. The people next to me were crying during the film, and they were just like, applauding their heads off at the end.
Tilda Swinton is my number 6. I know Saoirse Ronan, but like I'm not. I just can't consider Saoirse Ronan right now. I can't do it right now.
Then we still have more. Like, by the way, Robin Wright in Here. If Here is good, Robin Wright's probably going to be the most likely acting prospect, and that would be insane. I don't even know what to do with that.
She has a great narrative because she's never been nominated. It'd be her first nomination.
Yeah, it would be nuts. It would be nuts. I think we can't justify putting Here in over these contenders because we've made like too good of a case.
And what else is going to happen? Marion Jean-Baptiste, when that film premieres at Venice, instant Oscar buzz.
Yeah,
most likely.
And it might just be something that critics do. Zendaya for Challengers.
Absolutely no.
She's number 6 in the app, so we have to talk about it.
I can't justify that with how strong I think this top 9 is.
Yeah.
No way.
And by the way, the end feels dead to me because
the end is dead.
I just have such an easy time just like taking it out of my predictions that I just don't think it's coming back.
Jessica Lange, Long Day's Journey to Night, that might not even fucking come out. No one knows.
By the way, there's something weird going on with Blitz. I still think it's going to come out by the end of the year, but there are no reports that it's going to Venice from people who try to get insider information.
No, Apple released their trailers of like what's coming out this year and it wasn't on there.
It seems that the biggest reason is Blitz is done. That seems to be confirmed. And they don't have a distributor. So I guess they're trying to find distribution for the film. Maybe it was expensive.
They're probably trying to find a theatrical distributor, and they're not sure if they can date the film for sure yet.
Yeah, they just want to make sure.
There's no reason to think that the movie is not complete or not done. That's absolutely can't be the case.
It's done.
They're going to try to release it this year. They don't even have any other contenders. Yeah. So I'm still going to count it because Apple certainly wants.
But that might not be a fall festival movie. Like we really don't know when it's coming out.
I don't care if they release it like Napoleon.
Let's be realistic though. There's a chance it just somehow doesn't come out this year.
Saoirse Ronan for the Outrun. No, it's not happening this year.
Yeah, I mean, what if Blitz doesn't come out? I still don't think it would happen.
Yeah, I don't think it would happen even then. Florence Pugh, We Live in Time. I mean, if the movie's a thing, and Tessa Thompson for Hedda, like I don't know.
Demi Moore in The Substance is like super low. It's not going to happen.
It's not happening.
It's not going to happen.
It's not happening.
Ryan Destiny, The Fire Inside. That's something that could happen. But it probably won't, but it's something that could happen.
I think that's unlikely. I think that Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, like, I think we have to start throwing in The Brutalist low, because if that premieres at Venice, then all of a sudden it's a thing. And it has a very Oscar bait plot.
Well, the director did Vox Lux. And
I know, so it seems like an interesting period film.
Sure, but it's going to be quite a vision. You know, it's going to be one of those visionary directors who's not trying to make Oscar material.
I think it's probably not going to happen. I just think we have to throw it at the bottom of some categories.
I think it's just going to be something that critics think is good, and it's going to end there. That was riveting. I'm scared and I'm upset, but
now actor on the other hand, you could even argue that it is scarce.
Scarce. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what to do here. Actually.
So contending for the win, Colin Domingo for Sing Sing.
Yeah.
A lot of the app has him at number 1.
Yeah.
If you think it's winning Best Picture, you kind of have to have him at.
He's actually the consensus number 1 because it goes along very well with Sing Sing winning Best Picture. Colman Domingo is at the point in his career where it would feel great. He just got his first lead actor nomination last year, his first nomination. And Sing Sing is all but a lock for Best Picture.
Probably going to win SAG.
All it has to do is
probably going to win Best Actor with SAG.
All it has to do is charm the pants off of everybody. It doesn't even need to like smash at the box office. It's too easy. You show it to Oscar voters, they cry, they vote for it. Too easy.
I actually think that Sing Sing might be an easy win for Best Picture. Some people are like, okay, I have a number one for her now. I'm not convinced. And then there are other people who have it like 6. And I think you're insane if you don't have it in the top 2. I think you're insane. If you've seen it, like, it is the most Oscar bait friendly like movie and the kind that wins Best Picture now. It's like Coda Plus.
We skipped literally 1 year with Oppenheimer for getting that indie feel good makes you cry movie that represents something in terms of like diversity and inclusion. And we skipped 1 year. It was Oppenheimer, okay? That didn't have those things but it was like a trend for a while, and now we're probably back.
Well, we don't know.
Even if we're not back, like it's just very good reason that it just checks those boxes.
It's winning SAG Ensemble. Let's put it that way.
If it was up against Coda for Best Picture, this would win.
Yes, it would have also beat Nomadland.
It would have probably beat Nomadland too. Should we just do like hypothetical matchups with Sing Sing? I mean, it wouldn't have beaten Oppenheimer.
Probably. Oppenheimer or Everything
it wouldn't
Everywhere.
have beaten Everything Everywhere. Nothing would beat Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oppenheimer?
Everything Everywhere All at Once would win the Best Picture of All Time award, the Academy Awards.
Do you think Everything Everywhere would have beat Oppenheimer?
Yeah, because Oppenheimer could have gotten director. The Daniels could have gone home without director,
and they could have won screenplay and
then who would have won editing? Yeah.
These are the questions that we're lucky that they didn't come out in the same year because
that would be insane.
It still probably would have gotten supporting. Do you think he would have gotten supporting actor over Robert Downey Jr.? These are the matchups that I can't.
That's insane. I don't know.
I can't.
Okay, yeah. So Sing Sing is like stronger than half of the movies that won Best Picture in the last decade. It needs a very strong movie to beat it. Like Blitz needs to be winning director by a long shot, and Blitz needs to be like a masterpiece. That's what needs to happen for Sing Sing to be
World War II shit, aside from Oppenheimer, which was like World War II shit on steroids. It doesn't. It's just that's the Oscar bait of the past, man. Anyway, Daniel Craig for Queer, I think, will be very strong for Best Actor.
Yeah, I think that's a number 2.
That's number 2. When that premieres at Venice, and that is also now we know like what seems to be going to Venice. And you have some things where it's like, where's the end? Like nobody's talking about the end, and this is the point in the year where you're like, okay, nobody's fucking talking about like this certain movie, so like it's probably not. Queer is not one of those movies. This movie is going to be one of the biggest films at Venice.
There's little whispers behind, the festival directors and maybe the people who are trying to sell the movie that it's really good and that it's going to perform very well with fall fests, and it is pretty much guaranteed to go to a fall film festival, probably Venice, hopefully TIFF. Dear God, please go to TIFF so that I can see it. I think Queer is going to check the right boxes and ultimately be considered one of the best films of the year. That's my main argument.
Even if
Daniel Craig will be in no matter what. Almost.
Even if the movie is like in the 70s on Metacritic, I think Daniel Craig's going to get it anyway. Yeah. I think he's going to be so goddamn good. It's going to be easily his best performance, and it's going to be doing exactly the kind of thing that the Oscars want to see to give you your first nomination, which is very, very serious.
I just put Queer higher in all the categories, and it just feels kind of right.
Anyway, Ray Fiennes' Conclave, some people think he could win because he is considered an actor who is overdue for a win.
Yeah, he's like the consensus number 3. I think people are feeling good about Ray Fiennes getting a lead actor nomination for an Oscar-y movie. He's probably going to have the right role that just gets you in there.
I think it's too much of a thriller for
people love Ray Fiennes too.
I don't think he's going to win.
Like, people wanted him to get nominated for the Grand Budapest Hotel and he didn't. This one will be easier to campaign him for.
The last 2 slots are actually kind of tricky because I do think Joaquin Phoenix is fine to default to.
Yeah, we can just go with him.
But I can also see a world where people think, we already nominated him for playing the Joker. Of course, this has happened. We have been,
you're not winning again. Let's put it that way. You're not winning again, Joaquin, and that would just be the most insane thing in the history of all time.
It's going to be the Gaga show.
So it's so far away from winning that it does make me wonder if maybe it just doesn't even happen, like for a nomination, even if the Joker goes into Best Picture.
I've seen people compare it to like, maybe he'll sit on the sidelines the way that DiCaprio did for Flower Moon this year.
Sure.
It's kind of different though, because this is like the most Beatty kind of performance, and obviously one that, won. I think that if the race gets really crowded, maybe people could say, well, you got your award for it, man. Like,
but here's the thing. It's not going to get crowded.
Well, as far as we know.
Honestly, they should just campaign Kieran Culkin in lead.
Oh, I actually think they should, yeah.
They should just campaign him in lead. And they can. If they say, hey, he's a lead, everyone go, yep, he's a lead.
Yeah.
If they say he's supporting, people will go, okay, cool, yeah, that's like good for his campaign. As the field stands, I think he has a stronger case in lead almost.
It's hard to tell how strong supporting categories are going to be by the end of the year. It's very difficult to tell. But I agree that I think he would have a decent shot in lead, and you never know. Sometimes studios surprise with their announcements. Now, I think Sebastian Stan is tricky real estate. He's tricky real estate because if The Apprentice comes out, I think he's absolutely getting nominated. Don't you think?
I think, I do. And the publicity is good for The Apprentice. I think if it gets a release date, people will go, okay, now we can like actually feel like The Apprentice is happening. Maybe they'll drop a trailer. Conversation stirs up before the election. The movie could resurge, especially for screenplay and best actor.
And supporting actor.
Yeah, but especially best actor and best screen. I think.
Why would screenplay is not coming along if it's not in Best Picture?
No, it actually could.
Oh, I don't think it is.
No, it actually could.
Oh, I don't think it is.
Oh, it actually could. It could be considered a singular work of a type of journalism, and people just like what The Apprentice is doing, and maybe they don't think it's the best movie, but they like what it's doing enough.
Oh, people don't do that.
Oh, it happens.
It doesn't.
And screenplay has more room
it's going to be Steve Jobs.
No, it's not
people
like
thought
Steve
that was getting screenplay, you know?
But the screenplay category it's in, there's going to be nominations from films that are outside Best Picture. That's not going to fill up with Best Picture nominees in all likelihood.
But you also have Mike Lee and Almodovar and like some heavy hitters there.
Sure, I have those films in over this one. But nonetheless, I think it has a solid screenplay. It has like the right amount of wittiness. And I think it examines Trump in an interesting way. And people are going to like what it's saying for the most part. Sebastian Stan's the most likely nomination, especially because this Best Actor race is thin. But The Apprentice might not come out this year. We have to solemnly face the fact that The Apprentice is really struggling. I can't put The Apprentice in any categories right now. I can't.
So who the hell do you have for Best Actor? Because I don't think there's a number 6.
All right. So now we have to dig because I just made the case that The Apprentice won't come out this year. It's actually my prediction that it won't come out. I have Paul Bettany in for the collaboration.
From the clips that I've seen of him on the stage, like I don't think it's going to be an explosive
I know what you mean, but it's different from going from the theater to the big screen. Like it's just
no.
different.
But here's the thing: I don't think it's going to be that different. I think that the movie's going to suffer because it's not different enough.
We could do John David Washington for the piano lesson.
I'm not having that in for 3 acting awards, and he's going to be like the straight man, and the other performances are going to be bigger around him.
That's true.
I think.
And I think that movie. I'm predicting it for the supporting performances, and I could see him just not going along with it. But look, it's a weak year. I mean, remember how Javier Bardem got in for Being the Ricardos? Like that seemed very unlikely, and that happened because it was sort of weak.
I might have to agree with you though about Paul Bettany actually being the most likely outside of Sebastian Stan. He is playing Andy Warhol. Most of the reviews of the play are good. 2 Popes, whatever you want to call it, Anthony McCartan, just being Anthony McCartan.
You know, what was really interesting is the last time the Best Actor race was barren, Paul Mescal got in for After Sun, which we really wouldn't have seen coming. Like, that just didn't make sense. But it was just, there was an opening, and A24 took advantage of it, and they somehow that was the only nomination After Sun got. It doesn't really make sense that After Sun got a lead actor nomination without any other nominations. It doesn't make sense on paper, but it's because there was room. Here's where I think you're not going to agree with this. I think maybe Glenn Powell for Hitman could be campaigned by Netflix.
I have something fun to tell you. It has Glass Onion syndrome. I don't know if you realize this, man, but remember how everybody loved Glass Onion at TIFF?
No. I realize that.
Have you seen that people don't like Hitman as much? Who are watching it at home?
They like it.
It went down as like a 3.6, bitch.
Okay, so
it's going down, and people are like, I don't really see what the big deal was out of the festivals. And it's like, you didn't watch it in a crowd, you watched it on your couch.
People are not as excited about Hitman. I understand that. It's like probably better in a theater.
Glenn Powell,
but people like Glenn Powell in it, and he's had a couple
chill.
Big years.
He's just like,
what?
I'm a chill guy.
What do you mean? He plays 7 different characters.
Oh, some of them are just goofy Russian accent.
They're
people.
Exactly. It's so fun.
Could have played on SNL. He could have done it on SNL.
Sure, he could have, but he didn't. He did it in a movie.
I absolutely disagree that Hitman has a chance for any nominations.
There's a little path.
What month is it?
The Caesar parting.
What month is it? Oh, it's like July. It's July too. That's pretty early, man. You think Glenn Powell's getting a Best Actor nomination for a comedy that came out in July?
I think the reason that it could make sense, even though it doesn't make sense, is because, like I said, there's an opening, and so someone can take advantage of it. It's there for someone to walk into.
How do Linklater films fare in terms of acting nominations outside of his Best Picture?
Hitman
films?
is different. I guess it's kind of like Bernie, if you want to, compare it, and like Bernie.
Sure, yeah, you can compare it to Bernie. It wasn't even fucking close.
But you know what it's kind of like is The Disaster Artist.
No,
little bit.
It was a biopic. It came out at the end of the year as well.
Yeah, but it was a comedy. It was a romp. It was fun, and yes, the timing was better for The Disaster Artist. And James Franco came up just short.
It's because it was a biopic, my friend.
Yeah. What about Tom Hanks for Here?
Let me float just for a second because people are gonna want to know. What about Timmy?
Timmy in Dune Part 2?
Just because, like, if we're thinking about it,
yeah.
If we're really this low on options, like, he was praised a lot for that film.
Yeah. Yeah.
People thought that he was good. Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen still, but
see how even your tone of voice, like it just sort of, the energy level around him just sort of isn't there, like, for that movie.
What about Andre Holland for the actor? I think that might be a very acclaimed
That might be a very good performance. People say the book is complex and that it may even require 2 readings. So I think this is going to be a meaty role for him, but it might elude general audiences.
If only he could get nominated for Exhibiting Forgiveness.
Yes, that would be great. Is that not possible?
Barely. I also think Nicholas Hoult is not a bad bet for juror number 2. Although I think it's hard to see that happening without Best Picture. What about Andrew Garfield for We Live in Time?
I don't know what that movie is.
It's a romance drama. I don't think so. It's not like a biopic like Tick Tick Boom was.
What about Sebastian Stan for A Different Man?
I don't really think so. He's very good.
He's so unlikable in it, though. That character is very, like, he has this kind of narcissism about him, but it's just not going to hit.
Well, that's also true for The Apprentice.
That is true. Very different.
What about Ethan Harris for The Nickel Boys? Like, that's just
really going down.
I mean, I think that's so rare that happens, that a young newcomer gets nominated, even for Best Picture things. But
hey, Kingsley Ben-Adir is contending for Bob Marley: One Love, isn't he?
What about Adrian Brody for The Brutalist? The Brutalist is a biopic, but I don't think people know who the person is.
What about Misag Zare for Seed of the Sacred Fig?
I just don't think so. I don't think that's getting acting nominations. I didn't see the buzz for it. People are also going to wonder. People are going to say, what about Jesse Plemons from Kinds of Kindness? Maybe he will get a Golden Globe nomination. He probably will get a Golden Globe nomination for that. But again, winning Best Actor at Cannes, I've seen people take that way too far. We all remember what happened with Song Kang-ho for Broker. Kinds of Kindness is just a goose egg. And I've seen some people who are like, well, it's still kind of in there. Like, maybe it's screenplay. Maybe it's like top 15 or 20. It's like, no. You just need to accept that the film will be goose-egged, have no nominations, and therefore, like, it's just not a thing. People are slow to adjust, I think.
Maybe he is the kind of person who could walk through the open gates that we're saying.
Getting nominated for a dry Lanthimos comedy? You kidding me?
It'd be weird, but like maybe he could do it if Kinds of Kindness makes money. It's too iffy. I can't do it, but
it's going to be The French Dispatch, I'm telling you.
If only the Safdie Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie is coming out this year, then it'd be easy. I guess you could keep Sebastian Stan in on like the 50-50 shot that it even comes out.
I think that the chance that the movie comes out is probably greater than anybody else. Still,
I guess, and this is we're mirroring the top 5 of the community.
It would be bizarre if he didn't get nominated for that. Wouldn't it be like just what he did, the transformation? Those are lead acting predictions. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
What do you think about my cognitive dissonance around having 3 Cannes films in Best Picture?